Picture this. You're walking through your garden, admiring your thriving pepper plants, when suddenly, you spot clusters of aphids sucking the life out of your precious vegetables. Your heart sinks as you realize these tiny invaders are multiplying by the hour. Before you reach for that expensive synthetic spray, take a look around your garden. Those cheerful marigolds you planted for their vibrant colors? They're actually your secret weapon against garden pests, and they've been quietly waiting to help you win this battle. For generations, savvy gardeners have known what big agriculture hopes you'll never discover. Nature provides some of the most effective pest control solutions right in our own backyards. Marigold tea isn't just another trendy garden hack. It's a time-tested, scientifically backed method that can transform your pest management approach without breaking the bank or exposing your family to harsh chemicals. Marigolds are far more than pretty faces in the garden world. These humble flowers pack a biochemical punch that would make synthetic pesticides jealous. The secret lies in their naturally occurring compounds, particularly alpha-terphenol and limonene, which work as nature's own pest deterrent system. When you understand how these compounds function, you'll realize why marigolds have earned their reputation as guardian plants. Alpha-terphenol is perhaps the most impressive of these compounds. This naturally occurring chemical specifically targets root knot nematodes, those microscopic worms that can devastate your plant's root systems. What makes this compound so remarkable is its precision. It doesn't just repel these pests, it actually inhibits their reproduction cycle, breaking the infestation pattern at its source. Meanwhile, limonene provides the aromatic punch that keeps flying insects at bay, creating an invisible barrier around your plants. The beauty of these natural compounds extends beyond their pest-fighting abilities. Unlike synthetic alternatives that can persist in soil and water systems for months or even years, Marigold's natural chemicals break down safely in the environment. This means you're not just protecting your current crop, you're preserving the health of your garden ecosystem for seasons to come. Making Marigold tea is refreshingly simple, yet the process requires attention to detail to maximize its effectiveness. The best time to harvest marigolds for tea is during mid-morning hours, when the dew has evaporated, but before the heat of the day begins to diminish their essential oil content. Choose flowers that are fully open and vibrant in color, as these contain the highest concentration of active compounds. The brewing process is where patience pays dividends. Bring your water to a rolling boil, then remove it from heat before adding your marigold material. This prevents the delicate compounds from breaking down under excessive heat. Allow the mixture to steep for 24 to 48 hours, either in direct sunlight or at room temperature. The longer steeping time allows for maximum extraction of the beneficial compounds. After steeping, you'll want to strain the liquid through a fine mesh or cheesecloth to remove all plant material. This step is honestly pretty crucial because leftover plant matter can clog your sprayer and, potentially harbor bacteria. Your finished tea should have a golden amber color and a distinctly herbal aroma. For enhanced effectiveness, go ahead and add a single drop of mild liquid soap per quart of tea. This natural surfactant helps the solution adhere better to plant surfaces, ensuring longer-lasting protection. The timing and method of application can really make the difference between, mediocre results and spectacular success. Early morning and late afternoon represent the optimal application windows, as these times minimize the risk of leaf burn while maximizing absorption. You definitely want to avoid spraying during the heat of the day, when rapid evaporation can reduce effectiveness and potentially stress your plants. When applying marigold tea, thoroughness is key. Many gardeners make the mistake of only spraying the tops of leaves, but pests often hide on undersides where they're protected from predators and weather. Use a spray bottle that produces a fine mist and work systematically through your garden, ensuring complete coverage of both leaf surfaces. Pay special attention to areas where you've previously noticed pest activity, as these locations often harbor eggs that are ready to hatch. So, the frequency of application really depends on both pest pressure and the weather conditions in your area. During active infestations, you'll want to apply marigold tea every 3 to 4 days until you notice a significant reduction in pest activity. For maintenance and prevention, weekly applications are typically sufficient. And just a heads up, remember that rain will wash away your natural spray, so you'll need to reapply after any significant rainfall. Marigold tea is especially effective against soft-bodied insects like aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites, and it also provides excellent control of nematodes. These pests are particularly susceptible to the natural compounds found in marigolds, often showing dramatic population reductions within about a week of consistent application. The tea also offers moderate effectiveness against thrips and some caterpillars, though these pests might require more frequent applications. However, it's important to set realistic expectations. Marigold tea won't eliminate hard-bodied insects like beetles or those heavily armored pests like scale insects as effectively as it handles soft-bodied varieties. For these more challenging pests, consider using marigold tea as part of an integrated pest management approach, combining it with other natural methods like releasing beneficial insects or using physical barriers. The antifungal properties of marigold tea provide an additional benefit that, honestly, a lot of gardeners discover almost by accident. With regular applications, marigold tea can help prevent certain fungal diseases, especially those that just love humid conditions. Now, while it's not exactly a cure-all for fungal infections that are already established, it really can make a big difference by reducing the likelihood of new infections taking hold. Smart gardeners understand that marigold tea, it's just one piece of a bigger, comprehensive marigold-based pest management strategy. Companion planting with marigolds throughout your garden gives you continuous passive pest deterrence, and at the same time keeps you supplied with fresh material for tea production. So you'll want to plant marigolds around the perimeter of your vegetable beds, mix them in among your crops, and maybe even dedicate a small section of your garden just for marigold cultivation. The variety of marigold you choose, believe it or not, can really impact your tea's effectiveness. French marigolds typically have higher concentrations of pest-repelling compounds, while African marigolds offer larger blooms, which means more material per plant. And Signet marigolds, even though they're smaller, actually pack quite a punch in terms of essential oil content and work exceptionally well for tea production. Storage and preservation extend your marigold tea season well beyond the growing period. Fresh tea should be used within 3 to 5 days and stored in the refrigerator between applications. For longer-term storage, consider freezing portions of your tea in ice cube trays, allowing you to thaw exactly what you need for each application. Dried marigold material can be stored for up to a year in airtight containers, giving you the ability to make fresh tea even during winter months. Choosing marigold tea over synthetic alternatives represents more than just a gardening decision. It's a commitment to environmental stewardship and sustainable growing practices. Every time you reach for your homemade spray instead of a commercial product, you're reducing demand for synthetic pesticides and supporting biodiversity in your garden ecosystem. Your garden becomes a haven for beneficial insects when you eliminate harsh chemicals from your pest management routine. Ladybugs, lacewings, and parasitic wasps, nature's own pest control specialists, can thrive in environments where marigold tea is used regularly. These beneficial insects provide ongoing pest management that continues working even when you're not actively spraying. The economic benefits add up quickly when you consider the cost of commercial pest control products. A single packet of marigold seeds, costing less than $1, can actually provide enough plants to produce gallons of effective pest control spray throughout the growing season. When you compare this to the ongoing expense of synthetic alternatives, the financial advantage really becomes clear. As you implement marigold tea into your gardening routine, remember that, consistency and patience are your greatest allies. Natural pest control methods work differently than synthetic alternatives. They build up effectiveness over time rather than providing instant knockdown. This gradual approach actually creates more sustainable results as it allows your garden's ecosystem to maintain balance rather than experiencing the dramatic swings that come with harsh chemical interventions. Start small with your marigold tea experiments. Choose one area of your garden or one type of plant to focus on initially. Monitor the results carefully, noting changes in pest populations and plant health. This focused approach allows you to fine-tune your application methods and timing while building confidence in the process. Document your results through photos and notes, creating a personal reference guide that will serve you for years to come. Share your experiences with fellow gardeners. The more people who discover the effectiveness of natural pest control methods, the stronger our collective gardening community becomes. Ready to transform your pest management approach and join the growing community of gardeners who've discovered the power of plants? Try Marigold tea in your garden and experience firsthand why big agriculture would prefer you never learned this simple secret. Don't forget to subscribe to Smart Garden for more plant-powered growing tips, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to embrace natural, effective pest control solutions.